What's going on, family? A lot of things that you're going to have to go through in your relationship and your marriages is really going to be unfair. It's going to be unfair because you have to look at what the person has been through, their childhood, the relationships they've been through. Before you, prior to you, they were doing whatever they wanted to do. They were living whatever kind of life they wanted to live. They could have been married for years. And the crazy thing is that regardless of all of that, you have to look at this is the reason why they think the way that they think. And if they have not properly gotten the help that they needed for the things that they have been through, and you always hear them talking about, I went through this and I was dealing with that when I was younger and all these other things, it does not make the relationship or what you all are really trying to build even any better, because these are still unresolved issues. This is why it's so important for people to really get the help that they need for whatever they're dealing with. Because if they never do this, then the problem is that it's going to resurface in your marriage and your current relationship. And if we cannot possibly do what we got to do in order to get the help that we need, then regardless of what you all build, you're still going to go through the same cycle. What they have not dealt with is going to camouflage itself in your marriage and your relationship. And you have to make sure that you address the issues. As time goes on, love continues to grow, things continue to get better, but it does not resolve the issues. It does not solve all the problems that you all are dealing with. And so what has to happen is that they're going to have to come to the realization that they need some help. A lot of things that happen in your marriages, in your relationship, is a result of what was never dealt with from the past. And you notice that this is a normal trend, is that people will move on with their life. They patch up things, they find love, they get remarried. But if things from the past was never dealt with, it will become the issue in your current relationship or your marriage. A lot of times it's not you. It's not you. And it's sad to say, but it's not really you. There were just a lot of things that they have been through that has led up to you. And so you can love them. You can be emotionally involved with them. You can be together for years. And you wonder, why is it that they're always on edge? Why is it that they're always frustrated? They're mad. It's because of the pain that has never been dealt with. It's because of the trauma. It's because of the things that they don't want to accept. And you are the punching bag for what they wanted to do in the past. And yeah, it's a good feeling to be there for someone, but there's only so much that you could do as the spouse, as the boyfriend, girlfriend. There's only so much that you can do. And the problem is that as you are there emotionally and physically and all that, it's still not enough. The reason being is because every time you try to help them, it's going to feel like you're stepping on their toes. Every time you try to help them, it's going to be something to a point to where it pushes them away. It makes them, reject you. Even though they know what you're doing is right, you're making them feel like, they don't know how to get the help that they need for themselves. And this is a normal trend in a lot of marriages and relationships. All of us are here, regardless of how we look at it. If it was never dealt with from your past, if it was never addressed from your past, a therapist, a psychiatrist, if you have not sat down with a pastor, a life coach, whatever, if you have not sat down and talked to someone about your issues, then how can you heal? And I get it. You can pray, you can ask God. In time, all those things will heal. But there are just some life trauma events that you go through where you just can't just talk to someone. You got to pray and you got to ask God to heal you. But even with talking to someone, you still have to continue to go back to them over and over again, because there are just some things that we live with the rest of our life and we deal with the rest of our life. And if it's not dealt with, you're never going to have a healthy relationship or marriage. You're going to continue to go through the same cycle. Your marriage is going to go through the same cycle. Your relationship will go through the same cycle. And you're going to wonder, why is it that we can't never be happy? Why is it that he's always mad, she's always mad? It just feels like you all are bumping heads because what was never dealt with has infiltrated your marriage and your relationship.